Wild animals in South African game reserves. We hope that you will find as much enjoyment from it as we found in the researching of the information. It is a privilege for us all to be able to enjoy travel and to see and learn on our journey through life, enriching us as we go. The African elephant is recognized as the true king of the beasts. Larger than its cousin, the Asiatic elephant, it grows to a shoulder height of 3.6 meters and can weigh up to a massive 6 tons and has been known to attain an age of up to 65 years. The African elephant is the largest land animal in the world, having evolved over a period of 20 million years. Evolving from a much smaller amphibious animal no larger than a rabbit, it progressed until mastodon, an animal with large tusks and a long proboscis or trunk. Its extinct cousin, the mammoth, was even greater, standing at a shoulder height of 4 meters. Some features of the elephant are worth describing further. The most obvious feature, the trunk or extended nose and versatile tool, is used for gathering food, sucking up water, smelling, guiding youngsters, trumpeting, breathing, and a versatile weapon. The ears, apart from being the organs of hearing, contain a multitude of subcutaneous blood vessels. These facilitate heat loss when the elephant flaps his ears. Flapping ears also fan the upper body. Blood leaves the ears between 8 and 9 degrees cooler than the rest of the body, thus functioning as an effective eliminator of surplus body heat. Notice the wrinkled skin, which helps in temperature regulation by presenting an increased surface area to the surrounding air. Elephants do not sweat and use the above in conjunction with water and mud baths to cool down. Mud baths also discourage insect attack. The teeth of an elephant are unusual in that the upper incisors grow forward and outward and so form what we know as tusks. Cheek teeth or molars are replaced from behind by new ones when they get worn and drop out. 6 teeth develop progressively on each side of the jaw, but only one set is in use while chewing. Tusks are also used as weapons, for digging, prizing bark off trees, and for shaking grassy clods. An elephant may be right-tusked or left-tusked, according to which tusk shows more wear. In juveniles, milk tusks are replaced with permanent tusks after about 6 to 12 months after birth. When challenged, an elephant will attack and attempt to pierce or unbalance its invader with its tusks. Tusks grow at a rate of about 10 centimeters a year. An elephant has no front teeth or incisors, as it is a vegetarian. The forefoot is slightly larger than the hind foot, although not as long. Soles of the feet are covered in thick padding, which prevents slipping on smooth surfaces. Pads also deaden the sound of walking in the bush. The foot spreads out when the elephant stands on it and contracts when lifted, thus facilitating removal from muddy ground. When an elephant walks, the legs on one side of the body move forward in union. A wounded knee or leg would therefore render an elephant motionless, an unfortunate fact known to both early hunters and modern poachers. They are very adaptive to a wide diet, thanks to their strength and height. They can shake down pods and fruit from large trees, and their height enables them to reach high leaves in otherwise inaccessible places. Their marvelously dexterous trunk can pluck tender shoots from the thorniest branches, reach upward into trees and pluck grasses from beneath bushes. Typical elephant food includes grasses, marula fruits, mopani leaves and bark, acacia seed pods, palm fruits, bulbs and various other available greenery. Thorns on twigs are not a problem for elephants as long as there are some green leaves among them. The advantage of being able to eat thorny branches is that in very, very dry periods, these types of trees stay greener for a longer time, thus ensuring food for them. Smaller branches are cracked, chewed, and easily swallowed. Baby elephants often place their trunks into the mother's mouth while she is eating. This is the way that the baby elephant learns what is edible. Marshes are favorite grazing areas as vegetation is soft and palatable, and mud banks offer cool and refreshing coats of protective body coatings against sun and insect attack. Because of their large size and ineffective digestion system, elephants require large amounts of food. They therefore are seen continually feeding and consume up to 240 kilograms of vegetation daily. Their hourly defecation supplies food a host of other animals, birds and insects who are often seen digging in large balls of elephant dung. Although very water dependent, they can go without for up to 3 days. Up to 9 liters of water is sucked into the trunk to in turn be piped into the mouth. Up to 100 liters of water are drunk during a visit to a waterhole. In arid times, elephants survive by digging into riverbeds with their tusks, so sucking up slowly oozing water in the deep sand. Elephants do not favor dirty water, and they prefer to wait for muddy drinking water to settle. These holes are jealously guarded by all elephants. Breeding usually takes place in the rainy season when the female reaches about 14 years of age. The cow leaves the herd with 1 or 2 attending females to calf. During poor conditions, maturity occurs later. After a gestation period of 22 months, 1 or sometimes 2 elephants are born. At birth, a youngster may weigh in at 120 kilograms, and the mother will suckle her calf for about 2 years. Once the calf is born, the mother often takes it to the rest of the herd to meet them. The other elephants all greet the new arrival with much excitement. Elephants sometimes adopt orphan calves, help injured elephants, and work together. The newly born calf can usually stand upright on its own, within an hour of being born. The female breeds every 4 years, according to appropriate and suitable available feeding. Bulls reach maturity at about 16 years of age. The survival rate for young elephants to reach maturity is usually about 1 in 3. Although the elephant does not have good eyesight, it has a well-developed smell and sense of hearing. One sometimes notices that the elephants lift their trunks up into the air to sniff and smell foreign smells in the wind, such as an enemy or other animals approaching. Elephants can also smell water for kilometers away. The continuous low rumbling sounds are communicative, calming sounds, like a cat purring. Stomach sounds are often heard when close to the herd. These sounds are said to travel vast distances over the veldt and are similar to whale calls communicating with distant herds. Elephants are roaming animals and are constantly on the move, finding food and water en route. Many kilometers are traveled tirelessly daily. They are excellent swimmers and when crossing deep water use their trunks as versatile snorkels. They graze on average about 18 hours a day, mainly in the early morning and late afternoons and evenings. When the sun is at its hottest, it seeks shade under trees or bushes. The elephant is able to sleep while standing and often does so to mimic awareness to others. In South Africa, many railway lines and even roads have been built by following animal tracks over mountains to construct passes. Wandering elephants use the most practical route and gradient to reach their destination, an ability copied by man in later years. An attacking elephant charges at about 40 kilometers per hour. The most easily recognizable differences between an African and Indian elephant are the size of the animal and the fact that African elephants have much larger ears. African elephants became extinct in northern Africa by about 300 AD. Females wield the power in elephant society and herds are formed around cows and offspring. White rhino. Do you notice that this animal seems to be built like a battle tank? The white rhino, also known as the square-lipped rhino, is the second largest animal living on Earth, after the African elephant. Despite its awesome size of 1.8 meters high and weighing in at 2.3 tons, this is basically a placid creature that is less irritable and more gregarious than its cousin, the black rhino. Groups of 4 to 8 individuals are led by a dominant bull. Being a grazer and not a browser, its flat or square-lipped, wide, flat mouth is able to crop grass to almost ground level. The term white is thought to have been derived from weit, or wide in Dutch, as their mouths are often wide compared to the black rhino. And wide has subsequently been changed in history to white. There is nothing white to this creature. It is grey with overlapping thick skin on the shoulders and belly, making it appear like a reinforced piece of armory. White rhino move to live in small groups, and sometimes individuals will be encountered grazing on their own. Rhinos like to rest in the shade, peacefully wallow in the water and mud to get rid of parasites, and to cool off as their skin size covers a large surface area. When grazing on short grass, they seem to move forward slowly, one step at a time, serenely enjoying the greenery as they go. White rhino drink water only every 2 to 4 days, and then will drink as most other animals do, either early in the morning or late afternoon. There seems to be no rush in their lives. Like their cousin the black rhino, they are myopic, which means they are short-sighted. This deficiency is made up for by both an acute sense of smell and hearing. Ears can be rotated independently to ascertain noise direction. Sounds vary from soft grunts to high-pitched squeals. The rhino's constant companion is the red-billed or oxpecker, which helps control tick infestations. The birds are also the rhino's portable alarm system, their hissing calls warning of approaching danger. Cows are allowed to stray to other bulls' territories, but on return to its own herd, the visited bull will attempt to keep her with him. Fights occur seldom, and after huffing and puffing and mock attacks, males will leave each other be. Rhinos often rest on hillocks where they are exposed to cool breezes. The only enemy that the rhino has is lions in youth and man in maturity. White rhino cows come into estrus for the first time at 6 years. Thereafter, a gestation period of 16 months will produce a single calf. Newly born calves weigh about 50 kilograms. Females will have one calf only every 3 or 4 years and live to an age of 30 years. Rhino young can stand within an hour of birth. And for the first few days, the calf stays near the mother and usually walks in front of the mother, unlike that of its cousin. Juveniles have better vision, and maybe nature thought this appropriate for it to be in front, while short-sighted mom keeps in the background. Mothers nudge the calves in the right direction from the back by gently shoving the calf with her horn. After about 3 or 4 weeks of isolation, the mother and calf rejoin the herd. The calf starts grazing after about 2 months and weans after about 1 year. The horns on the white rhino can reach about 160 centimeters in length. Modern conservators often trim off horns to deter poachers. Horns are also used to insert intricate radio tracking devices. Lion. Remember to keep the vehicle windows closed and not to venture out of the vehicle in a lion's vicinity. They may look friendly and cuddly, but there could be one coming up from the rear of the vehicle, or a lion could be injured perhaps and decide to charge. If the elephant is king of the beasts, then the lion is the warlord. The rumbling roar of the lion in an African sunset sends a chill down our spine. They make sure that everybody knows who the boss is. Humans up to 8 kilometers away can, on a still night, hear a full lion roar crossing the plains. The Swahili tribe has a saying that the lion says, "Hi ni inchi ya nani yangu yangu yangu," meaning, whose country is this? Mine, mine, mine. For the entire strength and powerhouse image, lions remain lazy. They spend 15 to 20 hours being inactive, resting and lying on their backs with all 4 legs dangling in the air. In early years, the lion was one of the most widely distributed animals in Africa. Their habitat stretched from Cape Town to Algiers in the north, Morocco in the east, and very far into the west. Both the Cape lion, which was very large, as well as the Barbary lion of North Africa, is now extinct. The lion is the largest of the African carnivores, with a powerfully built muscular body, an impressive blonde ginger or black mane on its neck, which can extend to shoulders and belly. The average adult male lion is about 3 meters in length, and the adult female about 2.5 meters in length, and they weigh 240 and 180 kilograms respectively. Yes, the lion is predominantly a hunter, sometimes a scavenger, and this team function is generally initiated by the female, who often goes for the kill herself.